La Liga striker wants out, and Brendan Rodgers is watching closely. A League One wonder kid left back is on the radar. Matt O'Reilly could bring in a stunning windfall if Brighton cash in. At USFL Kachati, the Dutch goal machine might be Parkhead bound. Like the video to keep this channel going strong, and subscribe so you never miss a Celtic update. USFL Kachati, the big man who just booted Telstar into the Eredivisie after 4 to 7 years in the wilderness, is now officially a free agent. No contract, no ties, just a suitcase full of goals and a wicked eye for goal. 25 goals in 45 games this season. Not bad for a lad playing for a team that finished 7th in the Dutch 2nd Division and still managed to pull off a promotion miracle. Hero stuff. Now, after running himself into the ground in that 3-1 win over Willem II, El Kachati has made it clear he is off. Done. No new deal. Thanks for the memories, Telstar. NEC making our sniffing around, sure. But you know who else has been lurking in the shadows, watching with interest. That's right, the mighty Celtic. Brendan Rodgers is clearly not here to mess about this summer. After the Scottish Cup final disappointment, the message is loud and clear. New blood is coming, and El Kachati, with his physicality, movement, and ice-cold finishing, looked like a proper Rodgers-type player. Best part, no transfer fee. He's walking out for free. And that should be music to the ears of any club wanting a low-risk, high-upside option up top. El Kachati himself said it. He gave everything in that final match. Would have crawled off the pitch if he had to. That's not just dedication, that's obsession. That's the mentality we crave in Glasgow's East End. But look, with NEC keen and other suitors lined up, Celtic cannot afford to dilly-dally. If this lad is genuinely on the short list, it is time to make a move before someone else nabs him. Now here's the kicker. Here's what I want you to think about. If El Kachati really is available for nothing and he fits the mold perfectly, should Celtic forget the safe options and go all in on this Dutch underdog? Or would signing a striker from the Dutch 2nd tier be a massive gamble that could backfire on Rodgers? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let us talk about Matt O'Reilly, the classy Dane who used to boss the midfield at Paradise and might just be about to hand Celtic another wee gift from the transfer gods. When he left for Brighton last summer, folk were gutted. £25 million in the bank, sure, but losing a player of his quality was always going to sting. Fast forward a year, and while his time down south has been stop-start, it looked like his story at Brighton might be wrapping up earlier than expected. Injuries hampered him from the off. For months out after a knock in the League Cup, and even after that, he struggled to find a consistent rhythm under Fabian Hürzeler. Only 12 starts in all competitions, often shunted out of position and fighting for minutes against the likes of Carlos Baliba and Diego Gomez. Not exactly ideal for a player with ambitions of lighting up the Premier League. But when he did get a run, he showed flashes of the old magic. A match-winning assist against Liverpool, a penalty slotted against Spurs, a goal against Manchester City on his Premier League debut. Classic O'Reilly, smooth, composed, and just that touch more elegant than everyone else on the park. That late season surge seems to have caught the eye, because suddenly there is a queue forming. Enter Everton, with David Moyes apparently keen on bringing him to Merseyside, Italian giants sniffing around too. Brighton say they value him, but if someone meets their price, and that could be upwards of £50 million, they might just bite. And you know what that means for Celtic. A lovely little slice of the pie, 10% of the sale. Do the maths. If Brighton sells for £50 million, the Hoops would pocket £5 million for doing absolutely nothing this summer. Just sitting back and watching the Premier League do its thing. Glorious. And let us not forget, this could be Windfall number 2 after Jeremy Frimpong's move to Liverpool banked the club a handy £5.5 million. So that is £10 million without even opening the checkbook. Now imagine what that could fund. Another top signing, Lennox Down upgrades, a new lawnmower for Paradise. The possibilities are endless, but here is the spicy bit. Matt O'Reilly still has loads to offer, and if Brighton were never going to play him properly, was it a mistake for him to leave Celtic in the first place? He was adored here, starting every week, playing in Europe, winning trophies. Could it be that the grass is not always greener in the Premier League? Be honest, did Matt O'Reilly make the wrong move leaving Celtic when he did? And would coming back to Parkhead be the best move for his career right now? Let me know below. Well, look who might be circling back to Scotland. Bojan Miovski, The former Aberdeen menace and a player Brendan Rodgers once quietly tipped with a sly little compliment after he gave our backline a headache in that Scottish Cup semi. Called him a good player, remember, which, coming from Rodgers, is basically code for I. He gave us bother, and I would not mind having him in green and white. Now, Miovski's off to sunny Spain. With Girona last summer seemed like a step up. La Liga, big games, flashier football. But here's the twist. Things have not quite gone to plan over there. For goals in 22 games, not exactly lighting up the league. And word is, he is not loving life out there. Reports say he is not entirely happy with his situation. Girona are listening to offers. The door is open. So, should Celtic kick it down, let us be real. Since Kyogo jetted off to Rennes, things up front have looked a wee bit patchy. Maeda is a warrior, absolutely. But he is not a natural finisher. Adam Ida has potential, and Johnny Kinney is still green. What we are missing is a proven SPFL goal machine. And Miovski, he is exactly that. 75 goals into 122 career games, and 44 of those came in a struggling Aberdeen side. Oh, and 3 of them were against Celtic. He knows how to rattle the net in Scotland. He is 25. He is already adjusted to the pace and power of the league. He would not need time to settle. Plus, he knows what it is like to play under pressure. And with Celtic needing reliable firepower in Europe and beyond next season, could this be the perfect low-risk move? But let us not pretend this is a no-brainer. Some fans will say his stint in La Liga shows he has a ceiling. Others might argue we should aim higher, push for someone fresher or more explosive. That is fair. So here's the real debate I want to throw at you. If Miovski could not cut it in La Liga, is he really good enough to lead the line for Celtic in Europe? Or does his SPFL experience make him exactly the kind of striker we need right now? Sound off below. This one could get spicy. Right? It is shaping up to be the summer of the fullback carousel at Celtic Park. And the latest name being tossed into the rumour mill is Harley Mills, 19 years old, playing his football down in League One with Peterborough United and already linked with Fulham. Not bad company for a lad who was turning out for Enfield Town not that long ago. Now before anyone starts moaning about signing a player from the English third tier, let us give the boy a bit of credit. He came through the Aston Villa Academy, which is no joke, and has been showing real promise at Posh, quick, versatile, and apparently capable of slotting into midfield too. Remind you of anyone? Greg Taylor, who, let us be honest, seems to have one foot out the door this summer. Brendan Rodgers clearly wants options at left back. With uncertainty around the position and rumors swirling about incomings and outgoings, Mills could be one of those sneaky smart signings that flies under the radar now, but pays off later. Still raw, but that has never stopped Celtic from molding a player before. Meanwhile, a quick word on the old boys abroad. Marco Tilio helped Melbourne City clinch the league title against Melbourne Victory, outshining Daniel Arzani in the process. Bit of a nostalgia matchup, that one. Tilio was quick to chat about his Celtic future post-match, saying it is still up in the air, which, to be fair, sums up his time at Parkhead so far. Flashes of potential, but nothing concrete. Odin Thiago's home situation is not much clearer, but his lone side just booked a ticket to the FIFA Club World Cup, so he will have a massive platform to impress. If he smashes it there, maybe Rodgers has another rethink. And speaking of finances, cha-ching. Jeremy Frimpong's big money move to Liverpool has triggered another tasty payout, somewhere between £5 and £6 million straight into the Celtic coffers, thanks to a sell-on clause. That is real business. First Frimpong, now possibly O'Reilly. That Lennoxtown spreadsheet must be glowing, but alright. Let us get to the talking point. With Celtic now looking at a teenager from League One to potentially replace a Scottish international like Greg Taylor. Is that a smart piece of forward planning or a worrying sign? That we are cutting corners at a key position, let us hear it in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat from Celtic's wild ride. And do not forget to check out yesterday's video. It is absolutely explosive and you will want to see every second of it.